Welcome back to the show. Now, today I'm going to be talking about going all in. Now, what do people mean by going all in? It means to stop letting yourself stop yourself. Don't let yourself hold your own self back. You see, the thing about being an artist and being someone who has respect for what the audience can see, what they hear, what they feel, it's that sometimes we have to rope ourselves in because it starts to feel a little bit masturbatory. But sometimes, especially at the independent level, and you're just starting out, you have to go all in on the things that you feel need to be go all in on. You want to make this scene the best it can be? Go all in. Do you want the dialogue to be sharp? Go all in. You have to keep yourself accountable and recognize when something isn't working and to do something entirely different. You can't risk being mediocre. You have to have something to say. You have to do something powerful in order for people to stop and take a listen. I truly believe that making something good just isn't enough. You have to make something almost controversial in order to get people to stop and be like, whoa, what did you just do? What did you just say? And that's reflective of the social media side of our world. You have people like Andrew Tate and influencers just constantly saying things that are just a little bit outrageous to get you to click. So sometimes you have to test your own limits. You have to go over the lines that you've established in your earlier work. Sometimes you have to do something that you don't like. Say something that you don't like saying. And that's okay. I know that some people would say going against your own morals is hypocritical. But I think that the world itself is very hypocritical and contradictory a lot of the times. In a way, our world now is more controversial and at the same time muted, disconnected. It's a strange feeling making art in a time that is so connected and at the same time much more barbaric in terms of entertainment and practices, more unethical, and also more angry. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go all in on making stuff really edgy and going for broke on every single little scene and going over the top to make people, stop and be like, what the fuck are you doing? But sometimes you have to test your own limits. You have to go over the line in the sand and establish a new boundary. Because that's what people want. People want you to shock them with how far you're willing to go. Now, what you do have in control is how far you're willing to go there. How far further past the line are you going to go? and it's up to you to draw the next line in the sand. It is more important now more than ever to make stuff that you can, sleep fine at night with, but at the same time able to get clicks, able to get, people's eyeballs on your stuff. As time gets on, it's just going to get harder. And people, the general non-creative people that see artists, and they always have this mental image of the artist stuck making stuff that never gets seen. And you know what? There are some types out there, but I mean, there's two types. There's one, type of artist that just makes stuff for themselves and they don't share it with anybody, and it just hides on their computer or in their phone. And it's safe. It's safe for them to view and view alone. It's protected from people and criticism, angry criticism. And that's those types of people are very few and far between. It's not everybody. And for the most part, those people just want to be left alone, and they don't want to become the next whatever. They don't want to be whatever they want to be. They just want to make their own stuff, and they don't want anybody to talk to them about it. And those people, they usually have the more interesting art, but they don't like sharing it with people, because for them it feels like people ruin things and taint, poison things. And so we have another group of people where they just get mad and make the most edgy stuff possible and doesn't listen to anybody, and they just make whatever they want, and to hell with criticism and all that, because they're going to make stuff their way. And I admire that, but at some point you got to make stuff that gets the clicks, gets the people clicking on your videos, on your movies, or on your song, on your streams. At some point you have to realize that doing everything for you doesn't exactly work, and it hinders you. And that's the hardest thing to communicate to artists, because for them it becomes a job, but it started as a hobby that only they did. Most artists, they're not surrounded by people that are all creative. Mostly it's just them doing stuff and sharing it every once in a while with their friends and family, and that's about it. Eventually it becomes something that they make their living on, but like I said, most of the time it is something that they started out very small and isolated. To go back to my earlier point, going all in means researching and understanding your audience, your niche. What is it that you have to say? Do you have something to say? And if you don't, what are you here for? What are you making that people want to see? Most of the time, artists make stuff that they want to see, and that usually becomes what other people want to see as well. At some point, you have to make stuff and just grind it out and go all in, do the special things that you just keep putting off, just keep making the little videos or the small films and adding the little musical cues, or adding the little piece of dialogue that you told yourself you were going to cut. At some point, you got to bring it back and put it back in. You're cutting out the good stuff. You see, that's the thing. Most people, they only do the bare minimum, or they do a decent effort. They don't try their hardest. And if that's you, I hope this wakes you up. I hope that this motivates you and makes you realize why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You've got it. You have got what it takes. You just need to put in the effort. That's really what it's about. It's not about if you got the talent. We know you got the talent. And you know that because you wouldn't click on this video if you truly didn't have it. You probably wouldn't even clicked. You're getting in your own way. Get it out of your head and just start making stuff. To summarize, to go all in, it means to do what you probably haven't done before. Going for the moments that you wouldn't have expected from anyone else. Letting yourself be free. Draw the new line in the sand. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Now is the best time to evolve the craft. Now is the best time to go all in. Because right now is all you've got. I don't care about the past, the future. It's uncertain too. Right now is the only thing that is going to make sense. It's the only thing that's right here with you right now. It's too late to not go all in.